was very nerve-wracking. It was a tough day, but I'm just glad to get through.
Those are always days like the train comes out.
Yeah, everybody's friends were there all of a sudden on those days. Like, who are these people?
So what are some of your favorite moments as far as the film that you were involved with? What are your favorite scenes of the film that you remember? Necessarily not for you, but in the film itself or somebody else?
The scene in the second one at the lake house, the big party scene. That was a lot of fun.
Also
but
with the monkey.
We were never hanging out with everybody. I was always like separate.
Also with the monkey. The monkey was interesting too. At the house.
So that's you as well?
Yeah, it's taking shots.
That was like
with Danny. That was with Danny Bender, whose brother was, or not Bender. Danny Spink, who was one of the producers, Chris Bender and JC Spink. JC's unfortunately since passed, but that was his brother. The redhead kid who was in the Blink-182 cameo scene as the computer guy with the monkey on his shoulder, and then he's at the house party and the monkey's taking shots. Which is why Reverend My Team was also successful, because of the monkey.
Do we know what happened to the monkey after taking some of the shots?
The monkey Crystal. Like,
Yes.
It wasn't Crystal.
Yes.
Okay, but I was Crystal and Elizabeth. So like, now, like, I've gotten so into like animal rights, I wouldn't even work with them, I don't think. Like, I don't agree with animals in movies like that. But I thought, but Crystal does a great job, and her trainer is amazing. So that's what I was thinking, it's Crystal. My sister laughed. Yeah, Crystal's a great.
Tara, what's one of your favorite scenes from the film that you enjoyed? What do you think?
I mean, I guess obviously Big Lebowski, but really kind of did it for me. And then from there, or Legend, Triple Intention, I don't know, and then Van Wilder. I love playing Christmas Past. That's one of my favorite movies. And I'm still good friends with the girls on that. That was a blast. Like, you guys kind of go into a sequel camp.
Did they let you keep the ears from Joseph and Mr. Cassidy?
I don't think I have them anymore. But we had a lot of stuff. I had a Barbie doll. We made all kinds of stuff. We made a million American Pie, things. So it was fun. Yeah.
Let's open up to the audience. I know a lot of people have questions, so I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to ask questions. So we'll start over here. Hello, sir. What's your name? Oh, that's right. We have the same name. All right. Hi, neighborhood. So, what's your question, sir? Did you have a chance to meet the gentleman who sang the theme song, Reid, James? Yeah.
No, I don't think we ever, not unless anyone met them personally, but it's called James Band.
Yeah.
They're British, yeah.
They're incredible. That was one of the best ones ever. Sorry.
Yeah, and then they I think it was Matt Nathanson that covered it for American Pie 2. I don't think we met any of them. It was only Blink-182 that did the cameo in the first one.
Yeah, the soundtrack for American Pie was fantastic.
It's really like almost represents like the entire pop punk emo scene, in its entirety. When my band was over in the UK back a few years ago, playing at like a couple of these like pop punk festivals, it's synonymous, all those bands with the American Pie movies. They kind of go hand in hand.
It's definitely a snapshot of my life because I was like in high school when the movie came out. Every time I watch it, I relive like high school and think about all that stuff. It's great. Hi, sir.
How you doing?
Okay, look at your shirt. I love this. You have like the Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator thermal shirt.
One of my favorite shirts.
That's legit, man.
Thank you, sir.
I love it. What's your name?
Eddie.
Hi, Eddie.
Okay, it's a question for all of you. What are your thoughts and feelings on them doing these spin-off American Pie movies? Did it kind of help your franchise, or some people say it kind of diminished it a little bit? They went for the raunchy comedy instead of the heart that, like your film had.
I think the spin-off movies are craptastic, but I will say that I think that they They did something for us even doing American Reunion, meaning that it kept the franchise viable for the next generation through what I like to call back cataloging. Meaning, like, you know when you discover a band that you really like, and then all of a sudden you go, oh, I want to back catalog this band, and go back to like all their albums. So when the films kept coming out in video store when we still have them, you know, it kind of introduced the American Pie brand, and then they back cataloged to the point where in 2011 I was at this festival in New Jersey called Bamboozle. And so my friends were this band, Forever the Sickest Kids, and they wanted me to introduce the band. And I was like, dude, your audience is 14 and under, they're gonna never have heard of American Pie. But because of the straight-to, you know, DVD spin-offs they had, and so they were very aware of it, and when I told them that we were gonna shoot American Reunion later that year, like, they lost it, they were so excited. So I'm thankful for them, even though I still do think they're poorly made.
We have Papa in the back, raising his hand. I don't have any signatures, sorry. Stand up. What's your name? Yes, so we're giving your question. What you think about that? Buddy cop comment.
Would you mind repeating what Popeye asked?
So Popeye wants to know if you did a buddy cop comment, right? With who? Larry Storch, Frank McRae. Larry Storch or Frank McRae? Hypothetical, of course.
Hypothetical with Larry or Ray?
Yeah. McRae, yeah. Doing a buddy cop film.
Oh, buddy cop film.
Yeah, with those guys.
Who are the guys?
Larry Storch, F2, or Frank McRae, the Wizard, and Last Action Hero.
We can't hear.
Yeah.
You can repeat back, maybe.
I said Larry Storch or Frank McRae.
I unfortunately don't know who Larry Storch or Frank McRae are, so
Larry Storch is the guy from F2, and Frank McRae is like a big, tough guy who does, like, he's the loud shouting police, Lieutenant Captain on 38 Hours, and Dirty role on Last Action Hero, and Living by the Number 1.
I would like to do a buddy cop film with both of them.
Yes,
That's my answer.
Give it to Popeye, give it to Popeye. Give it to Popeye. Hi, what's your name? Stand up, let's get it going. Sharknado.
Sharknado was I mean, we had a great time, it was fun, but it was like the worst movie I've ever done. It was the worst movie I've ever done, and like, I just didn't understand what was going on. I was in Mexico when it came out, there was no press on it.
You're not
And
alone.
they started calling me up like, oh my god, somebody's Sharknado. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I got on the plane to leave, and the steward's like, oh my god, I love your movie. So automatically they think, right, goodbye. He's like, Sharknado is everything. I'm like, is this really happening? I couldn't believe how crazy. But it was definitely the worst script ever. But it worked.
Where did you film that? Where did you film that?
We filmed it everywhere. We filmed the first one we shot in LA.
In LA?
Yeah. The second one we shot.
Was it like in Long Beach or?
Everywhere, man. And then the second one we shot in New York. Third one we shot in Florida. The fifth one we shot all around the world, like 9 million countries. It was crazy. I don't know, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I ate birds inside of a shark. So,
What number were you on the Sharknado film? It's like 5 or 6?
I think it's 5, or maybe it is 6. You guys would know.
Are there any more in the works?
No, Sharknado, we've had our day with it.
Dead for one.
Yeah. I mean, we already had went to outer space, we've done everything, gone all over, there's something else for
I mean, for
Magneto.
Is that your next say Sharknado?
Josie the Pussycat.
For me, it's my most recent job, which came out in theaters earlier this year, the Adverse film that I was talking about earlier. It's a very different role for me, and while, you know, it was released by Lionsgate, maybe it wasn't, you know, as popular as Sharknado or American Pie, but it was critically acclaimed. We got called out by the New York Times as being the top 5 action films to see in the month of May, which was a pretty big deal for, you know, a small budget film, but with a great cast, and I'm very proud of my work and my performance in that film.
You got a lot of buddies in that film. Like, a lot of friends up in that film, right?
Yeah, a lot of friends, and then, you know, and then also some respectable, like, you know, Mickey Rourke and Penelope Ann Miller and Lou Diamond Phillips, you know, just a great cast. And then, yes, I brought in, you know, Luke Edwards and Andrew Keegan, who I beat out for the role of Kevin in American Pie.
Ooh.
Well, he booked the role. It wasn't me. It's supposed to be Andrew Keegan was Kevin. The only thing that happened is he told me this actually at the set of Adverse. I guess he was already booked on 10 Things I Hate About You, and they were trying to work out the schedule so he could do both. He would have literally been the king of the 90s if he had done 10 Things I Hate About You and American Pie. But there was one day when this band Save Ferris was booked in 10 Things I Hate About You, and that was the day they couldn't change. So he couldn't do American Pie because of this one day. And then Andrew said that when they went to film that, Save Ferris ended up changing the date anyway. But thankfully it worked out for me. So here I am.
Save Ferris,
Save Ferris. I played a show in February in the UK, and the lead singer of Save Ferris was there, and I told this story at a Q&A. And I was like, thank you, by the way, for saving my role in American Pie. She didn't know.
So Shannon, big stuff. Shannon, I love you in the Kevin Smith films.
Thank you.
You do a really good job.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's what my favorite is that James and Bobby did justice for Buffy and Scary Movie. I have fun with both of those, but also there's a little, it sounds weird, but there's a little Hallmark film that I did that it didn't take that long to do, but I got to sing. And it was the first time I got to sing in a movie and I wanted to sing. So it was like, the first, like, we went into the sound studio and recorded all the songs. And so for me, that was fun because it was a challenge and it was something really different. I mean, I'm an okay singer, I'm not the best singer. I sang in choir when I was young, so I wanted to, like, challenge myself with that. So nobody's probably seen it, but I could.
That's what's up. Congratulations on that. That's awesome. And you know what you think? Besides your American Pie role, what's another stand out there for you that you enjoy?
I'm usually working on a film called Grace and Bread. It's based on a book by Mena Suvari called Grace and Bread, about his life and his relationship to his first wife, Shreya Wilburn, who I played, and her battle with cancer. It's an incredible book. It's an incredible love story. I recommend everyone read this book. And for me, it was personally life-changing to work to play her. It's an absolute honor.
Thank you for sharing that. Right another question over here with the gentleman with the championship belt. Now stand up. Hold your belt, sir. What's your name?
Shannon, can we hear some audio, please?
Oh, wow.
I don't know, embarrass myself, I can't do it on the net. Maybe later, at the table.
Go by the table.
Okay, there. I'll give you time.
What's up, sir? What's your name?
I'm Jared from Jacksonville over here. First of all, welcome to Arkansas. I don't think anybody's told you that over here. My question is, for the group that we have here, it's pretty well mixed in. Is there any time that you use things against you forward your careers? And for all the ones that are happy with who they are, do you have any, resilience training
I mean, I think, you know, the number one thing in working towards what you want is just never giving up. And I don't necessarily know that the details of anything that we've used in our lives of having those challenges matter. It's just the idea of not giving up and just keep on going. Because, like I was even telling Mena, which she didn't know as well, backstage about like getting a song in the soundtrack of American Reunion. I tried to get a song in the soundtrack of American Pie 1, American Pie 2, American Wedding. It took me 13 years to get what I wanted, but I didn't give up, and I eventually got what I wanted. So I think we can all have what we want. We just have to keep working toward it and not, because the only way to truly fail is to stop trying.
That's so true.
The only difference between successful people and failures is that the successful people have failed more times than the failures have tried.
Amen.
Well, you know, he has a deep question, I'm sorry.
It was that was good.
Oh, what you got for me, Robert?
So, we're going to wrap up with your friend. This will be our last question, and we'll do something fun. Nice to meet you, Robert. Thanks for being here. Keep it serious. Two-part question. You went to school with another big actor growing up, and it was a part that you were kind of on the verge of getting, and you didn't get it. Remember what role was?
We went to school with another actor. What actor are you talking about?
Lord of the Rings?
Oh, you're talking about Elijah. Okay. Oh, man, is that The Good Son? That's the one, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh,
So we learned about politics at a young age with that movie. Bill on Baxter. Why do you think that movie would have changed you? Because it was politics involved in that movie.
Well, the politics weren't with Elijah, so I screen tested with Elijah. He was screen testing to be the good son, and I was screen testing for the other role, which is essentially the bad seed, you know, the Macaulay Culkin role. But Macaulay was not at the screen test. So we did all this like mix and match session, and at the end of the, you know, thing, I was down to like the wire with like one or two other kids for the role, and then all of a sudden they announced in the trades that Macaulay Culkin's playing the part, and Elijah Wood, and I'm like, what the heck happened? You know, he wasn't even there. So it would have changed my life because that was around the time that I booked Rookie of the Year. If I had booked The Good Son, then I wouldn't have booked Rookie of the Year, so I would have gone more on a dramatic swing as opposed to comedies. I probably would have done American Pie, you know, because I wouldn't have been in the comedy realm. So, but now I'm getting back into drama, so I'm finally getting back to my dramatic roots. But yeah, there's an idea or an example of what felt like a failure at the moment, but I just kept trying.
So, good question. You have to come in. Y'all should do a buddy cop film. Y'all should do a buddy cop film.
We might have to like put it in the Navy so that Robert can use his, I'm sure you got some stories about the Navy.
Well, look, this has been an absolute pleasure, and I thank you for your time and for being here and hanging out with us. It's really nice. And, yeah, keep it up, please. Make sure you go to their table, they're going to be at their table hanging out. So, any more fun questions you have, they're all head to the table hanging out. Would you like to do a photo with us real fast? I usually when we do a photo up here, take one with everybody. Y'all be cool?
Yeah.
Cool. Y'all be